how to answer. Publish account December 2019 question 1. So the standard of publish account is always to ask you to prepare the SOPL, the statement of changes in equity, in short SOCI, the statement of financial position, and for this question it requires you to prepare notes on property plant and equipment. So you are given with a tribalance for Silk Berhad. Okay, I read the question. Silk Berhad is a leading fabric manufacturer. So the company financial statement for the year ended 30th June 19 were authorized for issue on 30th September 2019. So if you look at here, I've put up the timeline. So the closing period is 30th June 19. That means the opening will be 1st July 2018. And the financial statement is authorized for issue on 30th September. Why the question give you this date? Because you have learned under MFRS 110 event after reporting date, which is any event that happened after 30th June 19 and before 30th September is considered as event after reporting date, and you should decide whether it is an adjusting or non-adjusting event. Okay, so you can glance through the tribalance. Alright, there are and then there are 5 additional information. So how do we attempt the question? Firstly, we will look at the additional information one by one and to pass any journal entry if needed. Okay, so the first one, sales of 300,000 in May 2018 had been unintentionally included as the revenue of current year. So the first one, right, you see that our opening year this year is 1st July. So based on information 1, the sales is actually in May. So if it is May 2018, it should fall in the previous financial statement. But what happened here, that revenue was not included in the previous year, but they want to include in this current year, which is not correct. So that 300,000 has been included in the current year revenue. So if you look at the tribalance, revenue in the tribalance is 363,000. Okay, that amount has been included with this 300,000. So this is considered as a previous year error. So the effect is the previous year revenue is understated because you did not take up that revenue in the last financial statement, and our current year revenue is overstated. So to correct this error, we have to reduce our revenue. So reduce revenue is on the debit side, and previous year revenue understated, you should increase, but because it is a previous year, so you should increase the retained profit. So the journal entry will be debit revenue and credit retained profit. Okay, now we go to number 2. The building was revalued on 1st July 18 to 89,300 million, 89.3 million. Okay, 1st July means at the beginning of the year. Okay, we close our account 30th June 19. So I just leave out the 000 at the back, because if you look at the tribalance, they also leave out the 000. Okay, so I just take 89,300. Okay, bear in mind there is 000 at the end. Okay, the remaining useful life of the building was 38 years as at this date. So we have remaining useful life here 38 years. Okay, now this is revaluation. You have learned that under PPE. So how do you revalue your asset? So we compare the fair value and the carrying value. So we look at the tribalance, find building in the tribalance. So you may find the cost is 90,000. So carrying value is cost less accumulated depreciation. So the accumulated depreciation is for building, yeah, 4,500. So you should get a carrying value of 85,500. Okay, so you compare the fair value and the carrying value. So since the fair value is more than the fair value, okay, fair value is more than the carrying value, therefore you should get a surplus on revaluation of RM 3.8 million. Okay, I just put 3,800. Okay, like I said, bear in mind there is a 000 at the back. Okay, so you get 3.8 million. So what is the journal entry for 3.8 million here? I put up the journal entry here. Okay, so for the surplus, of course, you will credit the ARR and you will debit building. Okay, the amount is 3,800. Okay, so for consistency, I'm going to put just 300,000 here. 300 sahaja sebab nak leave out kosong-kosong kat belakang kan. Nanti kan tak sama. Okay. Alright. So that's done for the revaluation of the building. And remember, during the year you need to depreciate your building. So depreciation dia adalah 89,300, the new value, the revalued amount divided by the remaining useful life of 38 years. So you should get berapa? 2350. Okay, so we pass the journal entry for depreciation, debit SOPL, depreciation on building. Okay, 2350, and we credit accumulated depreciation for the building. Okay. Oh, kita lupa kat sini. Kat sini kita kena eliminate accumulated depreciation kan. So accumulated depreciation that you eliminate is 4,500. So okay, let me move this one first. Okay, so kita eliminate, it will be debit accumulated depreciation on building, and we credit building by that amount 4,500. Okay, remember whenever you revalue your asset, there are two things you have to do. First, you recognize the surplus or the deficit. The second one is to eliminate accumulated depreciation. Except for land lah. Kalau land tak ada, dia cuma recognize surplus or deficit because land is not depreciated. Okay, so alright, so we get that. Okay, so settle number 2. Oh, bawah tu ada lagi. The director also decided to revalue the land. Okay, so revaluation of land. Okay, so for revaluation of land, the land was revalued on 30th June 19. So kalau 30th June 19, that means at the end of the year. Okay, di sini. So the fair value of the land on that date is 98.5 million. Okay, alright. So look at the trial balance. So land at the trial balance is 100,000. That is the cost. 100,000. Okay. So remember, land is not depreciated, so therefore it becomes the carrying value at the end of the year. So here you see that carrying value is more than the fair value, therefore you get a deficit on the revaluation of the land by how much? 100 minus 98.500. Okay, so you get 1,500. 1.5 million lah sebenarnya. Okay. Alright, so what is the journal entry for deficit? Of course, you will credit your land and you will debit SOPL for the deficit. Okay, kalau kita tengok dekat dalam trial balance, kita tak nampak ada previously ada ARR. Cuba tengok, tak ada. There was no ARR, tak ada. So kita akan record dia dalam SOPL lah. Deficit 1,500. Okay, so settle for that revaluation of land. Next, plant and equipment and motor vehicle are to be depreciated at 10%. Okay, so this one we will calculate the depreciation. Depreciation on plant and equipment. Okay, so depreciation on plant and equipment will be this is for motor vehicle. Okay. Okay, untuk plant and equipment, percentage depreciation dia adalah 10%. Okay, untuk motor vehicle adalah 20%. Alright, so we look at, because the kata depreciation is using the straight line method, that means we times with cost. So look at the trial balance, plant and equipment, the cost is 50,000. So here we times with 50,000. So we will get 5,000 lah depreciation. Okay, and then here times with cost for the motor vehicle. So motor vehicle cost is 5,000. So times with 5,000, kita 20% times with 5,000, kita akan dapat 1 million. Saya letak 1,000 je lah kat situ. Okay. So of course you know what's the journal entry for depreciation. SOPL, depreciation on plant and equipment, and then SOPL, depreciation on motor vehicle. Okay, kemudian accumulated depreciation, plant and equipment, and accumulated depreciation on motor vehicle. Okay, so 5,000 here, motor vehicle 1,000. Okay, tak boleh campur sebab accumulated dia masing-masing. Okay, settle that one. Now we move on to number 3. Okay, number 3. On 10 July 2019. Okay, kita kena selalu aware timeline kita. Okay, 10 July 19, that means dia jatuh kat sini lah. During the year. It was discovered that one of the account clerk of Silk Berhad had intentionally paying himself from Silk Berhad. Okay, saya letak kat sini je lah bagi nampak. Okay, 10 July. Okay, so dia kata intentionally paying himself from Silk bank account in relation to false rental invoice. The false payment happened in June 19. June 19 dalam tahun ni juga. Okay, so the fraud happened in this year involving amount of 290,000. Silk Berhad managed to get the money back from the employee on 15 July 19. Okay, so kat sini you see kat sini tadi kan dia punya financial statement authorized for issue on 30th September kan. Okay, authorized for issue. This is even after reporting date because you only realize about you receive back, okay, you get back the money from that employee on 15 July. So 15 July is after you close, get back money after you close your account. So this is considered as event after reporting date. So what you do is you have to question yourself, is this adjusting or non-adjusting? Yes, because the fraud happened during the year and only after you close your account you get back the money. Okay, so when the fraud happened, what happened is you actually have in your financial statement have actually passed the journal entry. You have done debit, rental, and credit bank, because the fraud happen is where the bank reduce, okay, as a thought that it was a rental. So you dah pass debit, rental, credit, bank. Later on you find that it is not correct. So you have to adjust this one, because you actually get back the money. Okay, so when you get back the money, of course you will increase back your bank. So debit, bank, and you will credit the rental expenses. Okay, how much? Apa tadi? 290,000. So 290. Okay, so kenapa debit bank? Sebab tadi dia curi duit, now dia return balik. So bank kita bertambah. Kenapa credit rental? Because masa kita prepare financial statement here, we have already debit our rental, which is not right. There's no rental at all actually. So we have to reverse it back. We credit the rental expenses. Okay, what happened if the money you did not get back the money? And that's another story. Yeah. When you don't get the money back, it means that you have to debit SOPL lah. Debit SOPL and you have to credit the rental, because there's no rental at all. So you have to recognize it as a loss for you. Okay, so settle with that one. So we go to number 4. Okay, kat sini kita nak tulis apa? Tulis fraud lah. Okay, number 4. Okay, number 4, kita draw lagi timeline. Copy, paste. Okay, this is our accounting period. So what happened? An employee of CERT was injured while carrying on official duties on 1st August 19. 1st August is here. 1st August. Okay, after the reporting date, she had filed a claim for damages from the company to the amount of 900,000. Legal advice was sought by the company, and there was 70% chance that CERT Berhad would be held liable for 400,000. Ni you belajar under topic provision. Again, under provision, they must fulfill all the 3 recognition criteria. Number 1, there is a there is a present obligation due to past events. So present obligation is when the company is sued by the employee. Second, there must be a probable outflow. So kat sini 70%, that means more than 50%, so dia adalah probable lah. And the amount can be measured reliably at 400,000. So this one should be recognized as a provision, even though it happened after you close the account, but it is before you authorize for issue. So sempat lagi, maksudnya kita nak adjust our financial statement, because this event is considered as an adjusting event, which mean that at that date, sebenarnya on 30 June you dah ada liability. Okay, you have that liability. So kita tulis kat sini adjusting event lah. So when it is adjusting event, we have to pass the journal entry. So macam saya ajar, of course you will credit your provision because it is a liability. So kita nak letak apa? Provision for damages lah. Okay, and of course debit SOPL, damages, cost. Alright, so the amount is 400,000. Okay, so settle that one. Now number 5, tax expenses for the year was estimated to be 5.5 million. So okay, saya tulis dulu the tax expenses. That means this 5.5 million will go into the SOPL. Ya, you akan tolak tax expenses. Okay, look at your trial balance. You find that tax paid, mesti selalunya memang ada tax paid. So you akan nampak income tax paid 3,000 kat situ. So that is tax paid. Maknanya kita dah bayar, company dah bayar 3,000. Okay, alright. And please alert that dekat dalam trial balance pun ada berkaitan tax, iaitu tax recoverable as at 1st July 18. Okay, tak apa. Yang ni kita settlekan ni dulu kejap supaya you tak confuse. Sekejap, saya tunjuk kat sini ya. 5,500, yang kat sini adalah 3,000. Okay, so kalau nampak, supposedly you pay 5,500, but here you see that you only pay 3,000, so there is a shortage of 2,500. So normally we will write this as a tax payable. That means this is the amount that you have not paid yet. Okay, tapi because we have tax recoverable on 1st July, maknanya okay, ini adalah asset ya, tax recoverable. That means last year you have overpaid the tax and the amount is 500. Jadi tak? Edit. Okay, saya tak letak negatif So, okay. So, but okay, if you look at this at tax expense 5,500, you only pay 3,000. That mean you ada hutang lagi 2,500 dengan income tax. Tapi last year you dah bayar lebih. Okay, tax recoverable you have 500. That mean balance dia maknanya hanya 2,000 sahajalah for this year yang you belum bayar. Macam itulah. Okay, yang ni saya nak letak apa Saya letak last. Okay. Okay, gitu saja. So ni this one should go into current liability. Okay, saya tak tunjuk lah. Yang ini pergi SOPL. Boleh gitu. Okay, so we're done with the additional info. I continue with in the next video.